Do you celebrate Christmas, I guess, in America? Do they go crazier for Christmas, do you think, over there than here?
I don't know. I've never spent a Christmas here, but I think it's probably the same, singing and all that stuff, and gifts and all that stuff. Santa Clauses.
Yeah. So
they have Santa Claus here, right? It's all the same.
Yeah. I think
everyone asks what's the difference. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Everything's the same in the States as it is here, for the most part.
And do you embrace the commercial aspects of Christmas?
I love the commercial. That's my favorite part, actually. I love the music, the gifts. The religion stuff I don't really get into as much. The commercialization is very fun.
Does anyone... and I believe you bought me a gift before we say hello to everyone else. You bought me a gift, and
I brought you something from America. It's huge right now. It's the most popular thing in America. It might be a little too sentimental, but I hope you like it.
It's after... I don't want to make anyone else feel bad who didn't bring me a gift. OK, let's look at this. So quite a traditional... I see what it is. OK. Oh, so
it's a twerking penguin.
Wow.
Yeah, you just hit his foot and then he does his thing. There you go.
Wow, OK, well, thank you. I can't take my eyes off it. Well, that's quite something. I imagine that was a popular gift this year. OK, let me ask you then, and this isn't, by any way, this isn't a dig, but let me ask, let's start with you, Fiona. What's the worst Christmas gift you've ever received?
The worst Christmas gift I've ever received, I think... I feel a bit mean, because it was from my lovely mum. But my mum... I know, sorry. My mum was in her 70s, and she had a pair of... you know the kind of trousers you see in the back of Sunday supplements? Always got elasticated waistbands. Always great in a washing machine and tumble dryer. And I just wanted to pay my mum a compliment, so I said, "Oh, Mum, there's a really lovely trouser. They look really great on you." And 2 or 3 weeks later, sure enough, I got a pair for Christmas from my mum. So there you are. You have to be careful what you say.
Did you get a lot of wear out of them?
Do you know, funnily enough, well, I did think about recycling them and giving them to somebody else, but in the end I couldn't think of anybody. But so no, I never graced that particular pair of slacks, I think is what you call
slacks. I like to say that. Ian, any bad... Oh, you could go with a great gift if you wanted to.
Well, talking about recycling, I do have a drawer at home that I put gifts that I know I'm not going to really get much use out in. And then round about this time of year, I take them out and... Which is all right, as long as you remember who gave it to you in the first place. And I did to a very distinguished writer who gave me a lovely notebook, leather-bound and so on, which I didn't really need. And next Christmas I thought, I wonder what I can give her. Oh, perfect. And I gave her back the present she'd given me. What I hadn't noticed was that she put a very sweet dedication in the front of it. So, no.
Wow.
I don't do that anymore, no.
Are you still friends with this person, or is that...
Oh, very much so, yes. But I would like to have had that animal for Christmas. That would be lovely.
Well, in the spirit of regifting, I just...
Oh!
Oh, no, I'm not going to give you this one. I was just saying, maybe someone else will have one they didn't want, because I'm keeping this baby and I'm watching that. Look at that. So, Aziz, I guess I will be right in saying it's been a great year for you.
I guess so, yeah. It's been good.
I began to enjoy your work very much when I saw you in Parks and Rec, and then I saw your stand-up gigs, and I thought they were incredible. But now your own show on Netflix. Tell us about Master of None.
It's a series that I put out. It's on Netflix now, and there's 10 episodes, and I play a guy who's kind of like me, I guess, and each episode's kind of about a different topic. One episode's about my parents, another episode's about my relationship with the elderly, another episode's about, you know, race and entertainment, and so each topic is, each episode's a different topic.
The parents who are on screen in the show with you, they are your actual parents, aren't they?
Yeah, they're my real parents, and I did audition some proper actors to play that role, but it was always awkward that we would do the auditions and I would read with everyone, so a guy came in to, like, audition to play my dad, and we would read the scene, and I'd be like, "But Dad, blah, 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 blah." And he'd be like, "But son, what do you need to do?" And then the audition would finish, and then he'd be like, "Hey, that was so much fun, thank you." And I was like, "Wait, that's not your real accent? Like, this guy's, like, making fun of my dad." It's what it feels like, so I'm not gonna hire him.
But were you scared at all? It must have been, I would have thought, it's hard enough working with anyone new. Here you've got people who are acting something which is very important to you, and you're the reason they're there, and they might not have been as good as you would have hoped them to be. Was there a worry there?
Yeah, you know, my dad's part's pretty big. He's in a few episodes, so we had him, like, audition beforehand so we could see that he had a little bit of chops to get it done. And my mom's part was not as big, so I was confident she'd be able to figure it out. It really just goes to show how easy acting is and how little talent any of us have.
I wonder whether Ian has anything to add at this point.
What does your father do for a living?
He's a gastroenterologist.
Easy. Easy.
You could step right in there, couldn't you?
Absolutely. I know all about that.
Yeah.
Couldn't be easier. Let's have a look at a clip. This is Master of None, and it's available on Netflix. There's a very funny scene that episode where you and your friend there, you go for the audition, and they ask you initially to do a more kind of stereotypical Indian accent.
Yeah.
Did that ever happen to you as an actor? Have you ever been in that situation?
Yes, I have. You know, sometimes when you audition, you'll get an audition for a part, and then you go in, or in my case anyway, I'll go in and the audition room with all the other actors, and you see it's all Indian guys. And you're like, oh, I see what's going on here. This is probably a thing where they want me to do like an Indian accent or something. And sometimes it makes sense, but other times it's like, oh, they're just making fun of how Indian people talk, and it doesn't feel right to me. But it's never like, oh, this is like a period piece where, we need you to do the accent. It's more like, oh, you're a convenience store worker and you need to give a soda to some white people that are going to go do interesting things in the movie afterwards. Then it doesn't feel quite right.
I just did a thing with a play on television called The Dresser with Anthony Hopkins.
Of course, it's brilliant.
In which I used my native northern accent. And it's now going to be shown in America next year. And I've had to redo my voice because the Americans can't understand my accent. So you can have a problem with your own voice, really, can't you?
Do you have a problem with his accent at all?
No, wait, so what's the northern accent sound like?
Northern accent's a bit like this, it's a bit flat. Can you hear?
God, I'm very confused right now.
Does that mean we're never going to work together?
No, I understood everything.
I could play your dumb cousin.
That'd be great.
Lily, I guess you have to be able to offer some accents especially when you're starting out.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a thing at drama school where we all just lie and we put our CV and we say that we can do all these thousands of accents there. When I'm speaking for other people, for myself, I lied. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
What about auditions when people ask you to do something that you're not happy doing? Do you encounter that often? Do you ever get asked, for example, for nude scenes? Do you ever get asked that, Aziz?
Me, not as much. No, there's not a huge demand.
I'd like to see that.
I get more demand for the accent than showing my penis on... more the accent dilemma.
You want to see a penis? Ian has a magnificent penis. I've seen it...
All right, John.
Happy Christmas, everybody. In recent years, I mean, I always admired you on stage, but in recent years with Gandalf and then with, like, the big blockbuster movies you've been involved with, that must have introduced you to a whole new audience, I guess.
Yes, I like being recognised, actually. I mean, because I'm rather a shy person, actually. So if I go into a room full of people almost anywhere in the world, there's going to be somebody who knows Gandalf or Magneto. So I just relax and feel, there's a purpose to my life, which didn't always feel like it before. I was once walking in the Lake District, quite a long time ago. It was pouring with rain, so I had on all the gear and a hood right over me and a scarf round. There was a little bit of me showing like that. And I was plodding up this hill, and I just got to the top, and there was somebody coming over similarly dressed in the opposite direction. The rain pouring, the wind, and we sort of nodded, and he went back, and then he turned back, and I heard him say, "Are you Ian McKellen?" And there was nothing about me that he could have possibly done. Maybe I had my name on. I don't know what.
Lily, so do you get main recognition from Downton, or do people know you from Cinderella?
Yeah, I don't get recognised that much, but when it does happen, it can be quite intense, more because of Cinderella.
Holy shit, you're the girl from Cinderella!
Just like that. Without the swearing, because they're usually about 7.
Yeah. But I guess with your hair brunette, which is your natural colour, isn't it? It probably doesn't happen as often.
No, it doesn't. I had it once where I was in LA, I was in a swimming pool, and I was hanging out with these little kids for ages anyway, just playing. And then the mum recognised me and came over because of Downton Abbey. She's like, "Oh, my God, you're in Downton Abbey," and blah, blah, blah. And then she told the kids, and they were like, "Cinderella! Cinderella!" And they were screaming. I was in a pool, in a small bikini, and I was like, ah.
What was this LA hang where you're like, I feel like swimming. Let me call a couple little kids and see if they want to come.
Yeah, I love kids. We were playing volleyball for ages, and they didn't recognise me.
You don't know any adults in LA?
So, Aziz, so you're kind of outnumbered here because you're the token American at the table here. Do you have problems with the difference in the way we describe things? So sometimes we have a set of words for something which you have differently. Because we have pigs in blankets that we eat this time of year, and they're sausages wrapped in bacon.
Yeah.
And I believe they are a different thing in America.
Pigs in a blanket there, it's the pig is in, the little piece of pork is in like a breading. So the blanket is of a different material. Here it's a pork blanket, there it's a breaded blanket.
Do you eat pork at all, by the way?
I do eat pork, yes. Yeah. I do eat pork, and it's a little problematic because, you know, my parents are Muslim and they're a little religious. They don't eat pork. And I eat it because I'm not religious, and it tastes delicious.
It tastes great.
It caused some trouble for me. So when they're filming Master of None, they were there for a long time. They were there for like 3 weeks. And normally when my parents visit, I don't eat pork around them. But I was out to dinner with them and my girlfriend didn't know about the whole pork thing, and she ordered a dish that had pork. And I was like, oh, I really want to bite, but I don't want to cause an argument with my parents.
Some tension there, yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, whatever, you know, I'm 32 years old. What's the big deal? I'm not religious. I'm just going to have a bite. And then I take a bite, and immediately my mom's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm eating noodles. And she was like, there's pork in those noodles. Did you eat pork? And I was like, yeah. I'm 32. I'll do whatever I want.
Wow, that's a big moment.
Yeah, and her and my dad were both visibly upset.
Wow.
Not cool with this at all. Didn't buy my I'm 32, I can do what I want argument. And they were really angry, but we didn't discuss it because we're Indian people and we keep our emotions inside. And then a few more days passed and we're having like our final dinner together. And my girlfriend's like, don't order any pork. There's no reason to do this. You're just ruffling their feathers. You can eat as much pork as you want when they leave. And I was like, no, this is a matter of principle. I'm a grown adult. I should be able to order whatever I want. And so I order a dish, and my mom's like, really? You're going to do that? I'm like, look, like, I'm not religious. I'm choosing to do this. It's fine, okay? Like, I don't tell you what to do. You don't tell me what to do. We're adults now, okay? She's like, all right, fine. And I get the dish. And then a few minutes later, my girlfriend gets up and goes to the restroom. And I just look at my parents, and I'm just like, help me, she's making me eat pork. I don't know what to do. You gotta figure this out for me.
Oh, dear. That's what people do.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Fiona, let's talk a bit about Antiques Roadshow, if you may. Because I always watch that show. I adore that show. It's big in America as well. Do you watch Antiques Roadshow, Aziz?
I don't watch much TV.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's
no
wrong?
offense to the medium or anything.
What's wrong with you, do you think?
I cut the cable and I just download things and watch.
So you're more selective then, in a way?
Yeah, I kind of cut out the whole like flipping channels and finding stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So
Now, the trouble with that is that you're never going to be surprised. And the beauty about television as we have it is that you can come across a programme that you would never have turned on and get immediately hooked. That's what I think that trend to just knowing in advance what it is you want to watch is a pity.
Well, we're going to have to disagree about that, sir, Ian. Wait, but most of the flipping channels is not like, ooh, what's this interesting thing? Most of the thing is like, oh, now I'm watching this commercial for knives. And
So, Fiona, to go back to Antiques Roadshow, which we all watch and enjoy.
I
don't care where you live, Aziz. You have to join in. It's Christmas. All right. You want me to call your mum and say you're eating pork right now? I will do that.
Don't tell her.